Hello, and welcome to Winging It, my cooking show. Today we are going to be making some keto cauliflower cream stuffed into a steak, and we're going to be using that steak as a topper of pasta that we're going to make in the same pan that we make with the steak. And obviously, it's going to be a zucchini pasta. It's keto, but this is something I've never tried before, so this is going to actually be pretty interesting to see if this actually works. If it does, I think it's going to be amazing. So let's begin. The first thing we're gonna want to do is get our cauliflower nice and cooked. So I'm gonna be doing this in the microwave today instead of usually in this spot because I don't have that much cauliflower I need to cook. I only have this little pour out of it. So I'm gonna put this in a bowl with a handful of garlic. We're gonna salt it. Then we're gonna put in about maybe a tablespoon of water, maybe a little more. Oh, see how much goes in. Yeah, about a tablespoon of water is in there. Between a tablespoon and 2 tablespoons, somewhere in there. And then I'm just going to throw it in my microwave for about 5 minutes. And that should be enough to get it nice and soft so that we can blend it. So while that's going, let's get started making our zoodles for later on. Got a zucchini here. Got a pasta spiralizer here. I'm going to do about half of this because I'm also going to be using some mushrooms in this dish and don't want to overdo the vegetables. So I'm just going to cut off these ends, take this, and I can put this away. And now we're going to spiralize. I have a 3mm cutter on here, and I got my zucchini. We got to put it on the spiralizer so that we attach it to these spikes, which attach to this part of the cutter. And then we're going to suction cup this down to the table so it doesn't move. And begin. Every few spins, just take it and pull it apart so that you don't get too long of zoodles. You don't want super long zoodles or else it becomes just very hard to manage. Pull apart. Oops. Always happens with this thing. Or it becomes unsuction cup to the table. It's not the best suction cup at the bottom of this thing. Pull. Pull. And there we go. Alright. We're done with this. I can just put this aside and clean it later. And we got a big old plate of zoodles for our steaks on top of once we're done. Alright. So while that's still cooking, let's begin by preparing our steak. The first thing I'm going to do actually is start preheating this pan. I'm going to set it to a medium-high heat and just let this get nice and hot. At the same time, let me grab some paper towels. Put them on the cutting board. You always want to dry your meat whenever you're cooking. Helps get a better browning on the outside. Helps seasoning stick to it. Let's pour this out. You can just leave this in here. Dry it off. Alright. We're just going to do a basic seasoning on this of salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Your basic seasoning. Season that you can put on basically anything. Yeah, it'll be good. Yeah, make sure to get all sides of it, by the way. All right, gotta put this aside and clean off this cutting board. Yes, I just let the spices just drop to the floor. That's what my vacuum's for. Alright. Board's all clean. 30 seconds till the cauliflower is done, so let's begin preparing. Hopefully that's soft enough. We're going to be blending the cauliflower with, oh, before we do that, I actually forgot. We still need to cook a couple mushrooms because we're going to be putting some mushrooms into the cauliflower itself. And I don't need necessarily a lot, just a couple here. We're going to be putting more on the outside. So I'm just grabbing like this little bunch of mushrooms, which is basically like one solid mushroom. And we're going to just throw it onto our cast iron pan for till they're browned. All right, that's happening. Let's check this cauliflower. I think I need to put a little more water in there and put it on for another couple seconds. Probably another minute. It was a little dry and the water was all gone, so I'm putting about another 2 tablespoons of water in there for another minute. Just trying to get these nice and cooked through. Flipping them over. Not much to do, but wait. 11, 10, 9. All right. So let's go back over here. I think we're going to be ready to go once this is done. So, yep. Got it. All right. See if everything's nice and soft. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So I'm throwing that in there, that in there. All of our garlic is going in there, which is also nice and soft. You can see a little bit of a charring on the garlic. That's where you can tell that the water in the microwave wasn't enough water. So yeah, next time I would want to do probably like closer to 4 tablespoons of water instead of closer to 2 tablespoons of water. All right, let me just get rid of this. Those mushrooms should be good, so I'm gonna pull those off. These are going straight in here as well. There we go. Then we're gonna add a little chicken broth. This will help with. Oops, forgot to shake that. This will help with turning this into a nice cream. Yeah, and I want it to be a little bit wetter of a cream, so I'm putting a little more bone broth than I usually do in these. And some butter, but we gotta actually melt this first, so we're gonna put in a tablespoon of butter. So I'm gonna throw this in for 45 seconds. While we wait for that, I can also throw in some other stuff. So I'm grabbing about a tablespoon of butter. Throw it in a little bowl, and I'm gonna microwave it for 45 seconds just to get it nice and melted. Turn down the heat on this pan. It's looking a little too hot, a little too much smoke coming up, so I'm now closer to medium than I am to medium high. All right. I'm gonna add a little more regular garlic to this. So once garlic's cooked, it loses a little bit of its punginess that I actually like. So I'm gonna put in a couple more regular pieces of garlic, so it gives that a little bit of extra garlicky flavor. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Butter sounds like it's melting. Butter's good. Butter goes in next. All right, we're gonna take all this and we're gonna blend it together. It should make like a nice little brown sauce because of the mushroom. So, take you over to the blender. Move all the stuff I have on the counter out of the way. We got a blender here. Put this on, and we want this to be super creamy, so we're gonna be pulsing this for a bit. Alright, that should be good. See how thick it is. It's a little too thick, so I'm gonna actually add a little bit of water to thin it out. That should help with that. I put in about 2 tablespoons of water. Alright. Now comes the fun part. Or the part that I don't know is actually going to work. Let me lay down some paper towels for this too. That cream's good. I don't know how well this is going to work, but let's see. I'm hoping it works, because this is the whole point of the video. First, I'm going to grab another bowl to put this cream in, so I have easy access to it. Then, with our steak, we have an injector. I'm going to take the needle, put it on here. Put this all the way down, then put it in here, pull it up. Alright, so we're going to just be going straight into the steak with the injector, as far in as we can get, and squeezing. And slowly pulling up. And we're going to be trying to do this in a few different areas. Sorry for that car alarm sound. I don't know where that's coming from. Just getting it all around. Getting this steak nice and full of this stuff. Alright, that should be good. We have a lot left over of this stuff too. So now let's take this. We're going to take another tablespoon of butter. And we're going to be throwing this into a hot pan. Let that melt. And then I'm also going to be adding a little bit of rosemary in there. Give it a whack. Throw it in. You whack it to help release the flavors. So then we're going to go over to the oven now. To the stove. You grab a spoon. I don't need a spoon actually. not going to be doing any basting because this is going to be cooking in this for a bit. So we have all that butter right here on one side of the pan. That's just because my oven is a little bit tilted forward. But it actually kind of helps us because now we can just place this steak directly into the butter. We're trying to cook this to a medium rare. So, like, the rosemary is going to be helping flavor the butter, but it's going to be helping flavor the steak. Right now, I'm just doing a little bit of cleaning up. Yeah, just taking away the things I don't need. Oh, before I forget, I'm actually going to be adding about a handful of mushrooms into this right now. Then just making sure that they're properly in the butter as well. This steak can actually get turned over at this point. Steak don't take long to cook. Yeah, there you go. How'd you get over there? Whoops! A little too smoky in here, it seems. Forgot to put on the overhead fan. Don't worry, you'll only have to hear for another few seconds. Let me check the steak. One more turn. Do one more side. This is like a triangular steak, so. Yeah, that's annoying. I apologize for it right now. Alright. This steak should be about done. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the steak off, get all the drippings back on the pan. We're going to be putting it on the cutting board to rest. It needs to rest for a good 5 minutes. Alright, and we're also going to be taking a rosemary sprig. Just putting that aside. We don't need that. Now we're going to cook our pasta. First thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of that cream to all the butter and mushrooms in here. So I'm taking like a little bit like that. That should be good. Move that all around. And then when we add in the pasta, just get everything mixed up. We want the pasta basically to pick up everything that was in the pan. Turn this down to a medium low so that it doesn't cook too fast. Hello, Darvoid. Yes, I am in the Northeast. I guess that is kind of a pretty obvious accent to be able to pick out through video or sound, whatever it's called. Yeah, right now we're just trying to get these soft. While that's going on, I'm going to be grabbing a plate. Where did I put my fork? Oh, Maynard. How's it up there right now? It's cold down here, down in Boston. We got some family up in Maine. All right, this looks good. Let me grab my plate. I'll just throw this directly on the plate. There we go. This plate might be too big. I'm gonna grab a smaller plate. See if this works. Haha. That side, I can bring this over here. Now, if I did this right, when I place the steak on top, I should be able to cut into it and the sauce come out. Hopefully this works. There it is. Just give it a nice cut. Sauce got a little too cooked in. And this is still a little rare. I need to put this back on the stove. But the steaks can always be fixed. Now I can fix this in multiple ways. First, we need more cream in here. So, we're going to take the steak off. We're going to put the temperature of this to a medium low because we don't really want to finish the outside of the steak anymore. We just want to cook the inside. I'm going to put down some more paper towels. Now I'm just going to go freaking insane with this sauce. Fan. Right. Yeah. It's a little too red in there. Oh, I barely got any sauce that time. Come on. Ah, it's because I didn't have the actual point of the needle in the... There we go. This should work now. A little bit of working it. It's glued in like that. Oh no. Let's see if I can really get this thing just oozing next time we take it off the pan. I want this thing oozing like a jelly donut. Alright. Let's put this back on the pan. Sauce is so good. We're just gonna have to keep it here for another probably 5 minutes. throw my pasta. Oops. Throw my pasta in the microwave. Not even gonna microwave or anything, just to keep it warm in there. What? Shouldn't take too long to get a little more cooked in there. Oh, that stinks. That's why I usually sous vide a steak first. Or do a reverse steer. Pan searing, especially with these thick steaks. Not as easy to gauge when everything's done. Especially with something inside, I should have realized that the cooking time should have taken a little longer with the injection inside of it. Injection's gonna make it so that the heat can't get through as easily. It's gonna cause an insulation layer in the middle, meaning that it's gonna be pulling heat from the middle as well. But that's why it's called winging it, because I make these things off the top of my head. All right, I think that's gonna be a better result now. Put this back on the plate. Let's go ahead and open again. All right. Oof, I hope this really works this time. Turn it this way so you guys can see. Let's see. If I push down on him, yeah, you get a little bit of that action going on, but not much. I think that's the best we're going to be able to get done, but this should still be good. All right. I'm going to take a quick picture of this, and then it's tasting time. See if I made an abomination or something actually worth eating. Well, those two don't have to be mutually exclusive. Come on, sus. Ooze out. Whoop. Back to... Oh. All right, let's give it a taste. Turn this phone on vibrate because people are going insane on it right now. I'm excited for this. All right. Steak looks good cooked. Mmm. Very moist. Mmm. It's cooked well. Mm. Cream did its job. It does taste really good. Try the pasta out. Mm. Just basic pasta. Nothing super right home about. But it's good. But I think that's gonna be it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a good night and keep eating good.